I don't want to go home empty-handed either. But we came out here to make Anaconda, and now we're in it.
I'm glad you like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, guys, but I like this film. So here we go. I can't wait. Can't wait to get into it with you guys on this one. Welcome to Screams and Streams, the podcast that looks at the best and worst horror movies as rated on Rotten Tomatoes from 1970 onwards. I'm your host, Chad, and with me are my co-hosts,
Mike
and
Sam.
Be sure to check us out on Instagram. Our handle is at ScreamStreamPod. Also, check out our website, screamsandstreams.com, for more information about the film we are looking at. Just a warning, if you don't like spoilers, we recommend that you stop listening now, check out the film, and then rejoin us for our discussion. Today, we are looking at a film suggested to us by me.
I was going to say, you can't just say a viewer. This is all you.
This is all me. It is Tom Gormican.
Sure.
Gormican for our listeners. I'm going to say Gormican. Yeah. And 2025 film Anaconda. It scored 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's get into it. Sam has our summary. Giddy up, Sam.
A group of friends are going through a midlife crisis. They decide to remake a favorite movie from their youth, but encounter unexpected events when they enter the jungle.
Oh, that's kind of lame.
Mm-hmm. Just like this movie.
Not so much.
It's an apt summary.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Mike, you have our sinister sip. What are we drinking today?
We are drinking snake juice from Two Broke Geeks.
Yeah, nice. I like it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That is
I really like
tasty.
that.
That is delicious. Best one of the day.
Yeah, what's in it?
Gin, rum, Kahlua, coffee, and brown sugar.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, it is.
It's only a half ounce of gin, half ounce of rum to an ounce of Kahlua. So, yeah. And the brown sugar really kicks it up to that, like, oh my cavity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit sweet, but I think you could probably even do without the brown sugar, to be honest.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Anywho, thank you, Mike, for
You're
that.
welcome.
It is tasty, this one. We're going to go into our first impressions. Mike, why don't you kick us off with our first impression?
All right. Well, the first time I watched this movie, I was extremely ill. And it was before we had decided to add it to our roster. So it was a Sunday afternoon. I hadn't had solid food since Thursday night and was just looking for the perfect Sunday afternoon movie. And I was like, I've heard Anaconda's terrible, but I'm going to watch it because this is where I need to be right now. I don't want to think. I don't want to get too involved. And I fell asleep pretty much right after their first day of shooting the film. And I woke up at the junkyard and I felt like I missed nothing. And so I finished the movie. I was like, yeah, I have seen Anaconda. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then Chad's like, hey guys, I watched Anaconda and I really liked it. Let's do it. And I was like, oh God. So rewatching it, there were moments that I'm like, oh, okay, now I see, like, I'm glad I watched the whole thing because there were some funny moments. I struggle with Jack Black.
Yeah.
Because after Kyle Gass made a comment about the Trump assassination, and Jack Black basically disowned him from Tenacious D.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
I was at a concert. Yeah.
It's tainted everything that Jack Black's done. And he's, I don't know. I'll get into it. But Jack Black, I feel, is one note.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it. This movie relied way too much on him.
Right.
And the last thing I'll say is, like, if it wasn't for Steve Zahn, I wouldn't have been able to finish this movie.
Is he Buffalo Sober? Is that
Yeah.
who Steve Zahn is? Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him. Yeah.
I really struggle with this. And it's funny because, like, I gave Anaconda, the first one, 6 out of 10 on the
You bumped that shit up. And that, I was like, you can't go. What, didn't you give it like a 2?
I gave it a 2 and then I went to a 6. And
Fuck
you guys,
off. That is ridiculous. I was so pissed. I left. I was like, you can't do that.
I can do whatever I want.
I guess, but fuck that.
But I carried that into this. Like, I gave the first one a 6. And so I need to be very lenient on this one because I know what they're trying to do. They knew what they were trying to do. And so I need to understand that. And even knowing that, I just did not enjoy it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll get into it further in the categories.
All right, Sam, go ahead. You can continue to shit on
like, I'm
this
ready.
film. Yeah, go ahead.
So my first impression category with my notes in it just says ... Like there's like no nothing. Yeah, I didn't like it in case it didn't pick that up. I just thought it was just kind of silly. It was kind of dumb. Like it wasn't even like, yeah, there were some like funny parts, but like not a lot to like redeem the film itself.
Right.
I didn't really understand the weird side plot, like of the boat driver and stuff. I know they're trying to make it the twist, like Anaconda, like you know what I mean. But like, I just didn't like it. I wasn't even like mildly entertained. It was kind of silly. I didn't know anything about that with Jack Black. I like him, so I was like, he like as an actor. But you're right, like it's the same thing every single time you see him. You know exactly what you're gonna get. So yeah. I knew what I was getting into. When Chad recommended, I said no. And then turned into a yes from everyone else. So it was fine.
It's too much of a wink at the camera for me. But yeah, okay. I've already given my notes. So
yeah. You guys can shut the fuck up about it. Well, I liked it, obviously. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a lighter version of it's a comedy horror, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of went into it looking at that. And actually, when I watched it the first time, I was like, I don't like Jack Black. I think he's a shitty actor. And I think everything I've seen, like people were like, oh, School of Rock is awesome. I hated it. I thought it was junk. I thought he was good in the first Jumanji, the remake thing. I thought that was funny. And the second one, I thought it was dumb. I didn't like Shallow Hal. I haven't liked a lot of the things that he's done. But this one, I enjoyed. I thought he was kind of funny and he was a director. And I think part of the reason why I like this is this reminded me of a buddy of like me and a buddy. It's like we were going to go to LA. We were going to make stuff happen. I didn't go because I ended up getting into debt and became a teacher. And he did something else. And then it just never happened. And so it's like the chance to go do something that you've always wanted to do. And I just kind of fell into that and I liked it. I just thought it was funny enough and it was good enough. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah. Yes, it's silly. But the thing I liked about it was that it is stupid and silly. And sometimes I can fall into these movies and I just like, yeah, I'm in the mood for this. And other times I'm like, this is fucking dumb. But in this one, I fell into it and I was like, I'm liking this.
And I really tried to get to that spot because this is the movie. Like they are not trying to make a great film.
No.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, they are not trying to make a great film. I'm along for the ride. And I'm someone that will extol the value of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Right.
And I can set my...
Which I hate.
Yeah. And I can argue for hours about like, just turn your brain off and just sit.
Yes.
And I could not do it for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could. And I think that's where the difference is I was just like, yeah, I'm ready for this ride. The fact that they're remaking Anaconda of all films, like this was your childhood favorite film. Come on. Like, And anyways, I dug it. I took it for what it was and I just liked it.
I think I did like what you were saying about like they're going back. That was their childhood favorite. They've clearly made like a ton of movies before together. Like, and I did actually like that part. Like I did like the part where they're like, this was the first movie. And they're like, we thought that was gone forever. And then they played this horrible.
The Quatch or whatever. The Quatch. Yeah. And they're all swearing like crazy. Yeah. Oh, we were really leaning into Scorsese.
Oh, these are all my categories.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. But like I said, I did like that component. I think once they got to the Amazon, I was like, ugh. Like
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I did like it leading up to that. And then I was like, oh, yeah.
All right. Well, leads us into our next category of tropes, Hall of Shame. Let's have Sam. What did you have for tropes?
A movie within a movie and the car doesn't start.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Mike?
I have the monkey jump scare.
Yeah, I had that as well.
It's a monkey. And again, a movie that opens in an exotic location for a treasure hunt.
Okay. Yeah. I had Let's Get the Band Back Together.
Yep.
And then I had, this one was ridiculous. The keys to the boat are written, like the name of the boat is written in big bold letters on the keys. And the boat is just over to the side. And she just sits down and like, well, there's the keys to that boat. I'm just going to take that. Like it's very, let's move the story forward.
Yeah.
Let's go. So that was my next one. Sam?
I also have They Lost Power and Signal. And then my other one was taken. So
Mike?
Now, I know I've crapped all over this film, but then I didn't know whether to put this in Test of Time or trope because they comment on the trope as well, but the idea of intergenerational trauma as a theme.
Yes, I love that.
I put it as a trope, even though it doesn't really come up in this movie, but I do like it because like every modern horror is just intergenerational trauma now. So I did appreciate that commentary. I thought that was good.
I love intergenerational trauma. Who doesn't love it?
Yeah. And then you can't fire me because I quit.
Oh, yeah. I had sweat rings on the shirts.
Yep.
And I think the rest of mine have been taken. Oh, wait. Killer won't die.
Yep.
So they blow up the snake and then it comes alive again. I'm like, okay. And then he stabs him with the blunt Oscar. Like, all right. Okay. Yeah.
World's greatest Doug.
Yeah. I kind of thought that was funny, but okay. We're taking a wrap on the tropes and we're going to go, what would have stopped this movie from happening? Don't go back in the house. I just said, don't go film. Don't go film the film.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that everybody's, or Sam, did you have anything else?
No, I just said don't go to the Amazon. There were red flags. The boat's all being canceled.
Yeah.
Just don't go.
I phrased it as "Don't follow your dreams?" ?
Oh, ouch!
We've always wanted to do this. Well, don't.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. And the fact they couldn't get funding, and like the friend.
I love that. It's like it'll be about what was the quote? 20 million or 2 million or something like that, and they get like $9,400. That sounds a bit more right.
Yeah.
Love that. Moving on from that, we're going to go into one-liners. What jumped out at us in the spoken word of this film? Mike, what did you have for a one-liner?
I had, dude, you could be the white Jordan Peele.
I had that as well.
I had that as well.
Because I love it's like they think they're at that level.
Yes. Yeah. And when they're reading the script and they're like, this is genius. This is awesome. And they're all doing it. And then you watch them film it and you're like, oh man, this is like utter shit. You have another one?
And then just, you've already referred to it, but like, damn, we'd been watching a lot of Scorsese. And then Paul Rudd's like, yeah, we didn't quite have the ear for it, did we?
I fucking love you. I fucking love you.
Just every third word was
Beep,
fucking
beep, beep, beep. Yeah, it just bleeped out the whole time. Yeah. Sam, what did you have?
I had the white Jordan Peele, and then my other one was Jenny from the block, so she's going to be okay, but Eric not from the block.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah, that one was good. I had Buffalo Sober.
Yeah.
Just beer and wine and some of the lighter liquors, but not all of them.
Definitely, but he says, but definitely not all of them.
Yeah.
That was my laugh out loud.
I love that line. And then I also had, you're an asshole, haha, and a PhD.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Mike?
I'm done.
Sam?
I'm also done.
You're done as well?
I figure, Chad, you must have had a ton of
I had a few.
Because a lot of mine ended up in LOL.
Oh, okay. I like the when he's doing those. I've done those stupid warm-ups, the rubber baby buggy bumpers and those things. I've done those to warm up for a show. And one of the things I loved is like he's talking to the makeup artist and he's like, if you ever need anything from Lowe's, I'll hook you up.
I also like the rubber baby buggy bumpers. Like he doesn't say it properly.
No. Yeah. And then there's when they're talking about the surprise, Jack Black just says when they're entering the house, let's just take a gummy and go to bed early.
Yeah, that's a tested time
for his birthday. Yeah. When
actually, I think that is my test of time. just going to bed early.
So, I was like taking a gummy and you go to bed early. That's a Friday night.
Yeah, that's what everybody's preferred activity is now. I love the what's his name? Who was the filmer? Zahn or what? Who was the guy in the film? Like the guy with the mustache. What's his name?
Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn. I love when he talks about the snake being a metaphor for our lives. And it's like forcing you off your parents' life insurance.
See, Steve's on. He's so good at this.
And when he's talking about the chair, and he says that when you lose your parents, you still got chairs. They have arms and they hug you. And I was like, oh my God.
See, yeah, I want the Kenny movie.
Yeah. Like that. I just love it, all that. With that, we're going to go in. What doesn't hold up? I'm sure Sam has a plethora.
I don't actually. I think I stopped writing them. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, Sam, why don't you kick us off? What didn't hold up for you in this film?
I thought a lot of things like held up in terms of like, because it's going to be silly. So like if there's things you can forgive them or whatever.
Yeah.
I did not like the selfie with Ice Cube. I thought that was like really cringy. And the Anaconda being so obviously fake for 2025.
Yeah, I thought he looked...
Sorry.
Pregnant pause, digest, don't respond immediate.
The entire like bad guy.
It was a massive snake. Like we talked about how.
Well, I thought it was a titanoboa. Like it was just the biggest snake ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like how when it was the guy falls in to the river, and then right away it just coils up, and you didn't see that giant fucking snake.
Some murky water. Some murky water. Yeah.
Mike, did you have some?
Surprise parties. This is more of a personal doesn't hold up. But to me, my idea of hell is a surprise party where I am the guest of honor. Like,
really?
Yeah. Louise knows that if she were to ever do that, like I would walk back out of the door and go anywhere else but where that party is. Yeah. So for me, it doesn't hold up. Surprise parties. So when Jack Black's like, yeah, let's just take a gummy and go to bed. Surprise. I'm like,
I'm out of here. Yeah.
Fuck all of you.
Have you seen that SNL sketch? She walks into the office and they go, surprise for her birthday party, and she shits her pants. It's the funniest thing. And then she's just like, oh, why would you do this?
Is it Kate McKinnon?
No, I can't remember her name, but it's so funny. I just saw it today, actually. It came up in my reels.
And then my other one is when the police officer is looking for the gold thief and she's sitting at the bar. So he's looking for Ava.
Oh, yeah.
And he's literally 2 feet away from her and he looks in every direction, but just over his right shoulder. Like, how does he not see her?
She got away.
He is a horrible searcher because he had to look slightly more to the right and he would have seen her. But like, no, I'm not going to look at anybody sitting at the bar because she would not be at the bar.
Mine doesn't hold up. I did have the snake, especially at the end. There's a couple of scenes where it's blatantly CGI and you're just like, I can't believe that this thing, and it's super massive. Like it's the biggest snake ever.
Yeah.
And the fact that it growls and then they have it eating everybody, like eventually anacondas don't want to eat anymore. Yeah. So, so the way they portray animals, just like stalking animals in film, is ridiculous. Like they just never satiated, killing everybody no matter what.
Yeah.
In a way. What else did I have? Just the fact that I find it hard to believe that they'd be able to all just pick up and go.
Yeah.
And get this thing done on, what did they say their new budget was? 45,000. And then the lawyer had to put up all the money for it. Like she basically financed the film, and she's a lawyer and has 2, or she doesn't have 2 kids. She lied about that, but she's a lawyer and then is able to just pick up and shoot a film in the Amazon for however many days. Like, I don't know.
My friends have to plan like months in advance to go out for dinner.
Oh man, like to go out on a weekend, I'm like checking with multiple people. Like,
I'm booked till June or July, maybe August.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's just the fact that, hey, let's go shoot a film. Yeah, let's go. So those were my other ones. Sam, did you have any others?
I said that like, I think it could have been funnier. Like I think some of the I didn't find it scary. I also didn't find it funny either, which I think is one of the issues. And I feel like, I don't know, like what is it rated? You know,
PG-13 because I watch it with my kids.
So it would have been cool if it had like a high. I think it could have if it had a higher like.
It was R.
I don't know. I don't want an R. But I don't know. I just think I found it like
17.
I found it really like childish. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was Jumanji with a snake, kind of like.
I wanted more.
Or
but not, so.
You wanted more, but not.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Mike?
The only one I had, and I brought this up, but the meta aspect of this movie doesn't hold up. There was a golden age in Hollywood where they made movies about making movies and it worked.
Right.
But I feel that now, I don't know if that.
Can you give me an example of one of those?
Tropic Thunder, because that's going to be my fright done, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. Something like that. But, and like even Hail Caesar, the Coen Brothers movie, that was almost on the cusp. So it's like we've fallen off the cliff where the personalities of the actors in these films have gotten too big. there was that movie with Salma Hayek and Antonio Banderas that's about filmmaking as well, that like it was too much of a, you know what we're joking about, right? But it's like, no, only LA insiders would understand what these jokes are.
Right.
This movie, I feel it's made for people that are in the industry to understand some of the references. I love Paul Rudd, Jack Black, but I think this would have played better with lesser celebrity.
Okay.
Like making this film, because Paul Rudd is almost too big now for film. And he becomes a caricature of himself. Jack Black is a caricature of himself. And I think that's where this movie lost me. That's where, and so the meta aspect of it, where like, we're making commentary on film, like even my test of time on the intergenerational trauma, it's like nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean? Yeah. So
a little too much hit you over the head with what we're trying to get across here.
Yeah.
Mine kind of goes like to a specific scene. I thought the headbutt scene was a bit dumb and long. The Toma, and they're sitting there chanting. And I know it's supposed to be like that. It's illegal gold miner is supposed to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm with these idiots. But it is really drawn out. Yeah. And I think it's kind of really, really slapstick and kind of dumb.
Yeah. And then when she finally uses the Toma headbutt, it's like, ooh, look, that's how you headbutt.
We're revisiting that. That's how you do it. Yeah.
Remember that thing that we drove into you?
Yeah. And then my other one was when Santiago and Griff go out into the Amazon with nothing except hip waders and a flashlight to find another snake.
Yeah.
And I just wrote, I'm not sure how this was going to work. To find a snake, he goes out with nothing, no tranquilizers, no any way of catching the snake. Of course he's going to get eaten. He's also half cut. Yeah. So they've been drinking all day and then they're like, okay, we're going to go out and get another snake. They walk out in the Amazon and then, this snake grabs him and eats him. And then Griff runs away. He's like, nope, and just takes off, which I think is supposed to be kind of funny how his character is. But what ends up happening is you just see him as kind of a coward.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I guess he redeems himself at the end of the film. But during this time, you're just like, oh man, he just like ditches his buddy after he killed his snake and he's out there with him. And anyways, those were my last ones. All right. After that, we're going to go into our most gratuitous scene. What we thought was most gratuitous. Sam, you didn't have any.
Nope.
Mike, you had a couple. Why don't you give us a couple of...
My first one's probably going to steal from somebody's eerie to ear splitting, but it was the overuse of Sir Mix-a-Lot's "My Anaconda Don't."
Yeah.
My Anaconda Don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what the name of the movie is? Anaconda Don't. So it was a bit much.
Mine was the growling of the snake. Every time it came around, it had this growl to it. It would hiss and then growl and hiss and growl, and I just thought that was too much. Snakes don't growl.
I was going to say that.
So you don't need to add that kind of. I know they want to make him scary, but you don't need to add that.
No, it could just be like his slithering noise or like the grass moving or the water rippling, something like that, right?
And they did that in the first one where they had it, or maybe that was number 2, where they did that high angle shot and they had the snake swimming while the people were walking through the river. And I thought that was well done in that film, whichever one it was, but I didn't buy that here. Terrifying or titillating? Do we have anything titillating in this film? I didn't see much.
Nope.
But Sam, you did have one terrifying or titillating moment?
I thought that going into that water, you already mentioned it, but going into the water at night in the Amazon would be so scary.
Yeah,
I would absolutely not.
Or the daytime.
Anytime.
Anytime in the Amazon River, it's not your friend.
No, there's lots of things to get you. So I was like, no, that's terrifying. No thanks.
And Mike, you had one?
I did, just because I thought it was hilariously obvious. I put it on the titillating side, but Ava rides her little scooter, motorbike, whatever you want, parks it, gets off, and then just thrusts her tits out. Just gets off and stretches her back, but doesn't unclasp or just and then walks off screen.
Okay.
I guess her back is really sore from riding her motorcycle for a while.
Your back gets sore. You got to work your core a lot. All right. I didn't have anything. So we're going to move into our next one, which is stood the test of time. What stood the test of time for me was I loved Ice Cube's cameo.
Okay, yeah.
And him coming in, and I didn't mind the selfie thing. It was dumb, but I didn't mind it. I was at that time I was already invested.
You're
So
like,
I
you
was
can do
like,
anything.
You can
right
do
now.
whatever you want. I'm gonna laugh at it. So yeah, we're good. And then I just love the fact that he keeps referencing his 4 episodes of SWAT.
I had a 4-episode run on SWAT.
4 episodes of SWAT, and then they decided not to. And it's only run for 8 or 9 more seasons. And then at the end, they say that he got back on SWAT, and he's like in the back of the poster,
Between the 2 main characters, like
he's got that stupid like Zoolander look where yeah. Anyways, I thought that was good. Sam, what did you have?
I had, obviously I already said going to bed early. And then I said friendship, like just like lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, just what we were kind of talking about before.
Nice. Mike?
I did like that it kind of I said broke the trope of the first person we see being the protagonist, because usually it's like the explorer in the exotic locale is the protagonist of the film for the most part that ends up back in the West. So with Ava being chased by those guys, like we assume she's the good guy.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I did like that flip where no, she's the bad person.
She's the bad person. Yeah.
He shoots. No, I'm a hero, right? I'm the good guy.
Yeah.
You shot the cop
Right in the leg. Like.
And like, I was just like, holy shit. Like you were like, I have never fired a gun at anything but a target. So to be like, well, all right, I'm going to kill this person. Like he is consciously about to kill someone.
Yeah.
And I think it's just his aim that got the leg, not the kill shot. Like that's fucking intense. And then just because my friends and I did it from the first film, I love when they're sitting around in the diner quoting the first movie.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, it's a test of time because your heart will explode.
John Voight's accent. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've done that many a time, that's for sure. Okay, moving on, we're going to get to our laugh out loud moments. Mike, you had a few. Why don't you kick us off with a few of yours?
My first one was when he's walking through the studio lot after he gets kicked off the TV show or whatever he's filming, but he walks by 3 movie posters. It's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, The Jazz Singer, and then Anaconda. As if those 3 movies are at the same level.
Yeah.
So I quite liked that. And then another thing that made me laugh out loud was Griff killing the snake when he knocks it off the boat.
Yes, that was mine.
Yes.
I thought that was so funny. I was like, what?
Holy shit.
Roll, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, get closer. I don't have it yet. Yeah.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
just pieces.
Which doesn't make sense that the engine is running, but the boat's still.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not moving.
Let's just kill off this snake. Sam, what did you have?
I had the snake, and then I also had when Jack Black was holding the muzzle of the pig, so it didn't
Yes.
oink. I thought that was pretty funny. So, shh, no.
Yeah. I had that Jack Black running with the boar on him.
Yep.
And he's like, what the hell is this? And he's like, and it's
a long story.
Starts squealing. And then I had when he comes in and the cop just walks up to that one guy at the desk, and he basically yells at him and hits the desk, and he's like, here you go. He just like passes over the information. Like, he doesn't say I'm a cop. So I thought that was pretty funny. Mike, did you have any others?
I did, yeah. With the spider bite.
Oh, that's the one I was going to make. It's like, go ahead.
Steve Zahn's delivery is like, I would love to piss all over you, man, but it's not in the cards.
And then I love how he's sitting on him. It's like to pee on his leg. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing it.
That's so stupid.
And then at the end, when they've got all the pyros, like, you know how to ignite pyros? Like, yeah, and they're like flicking switches. And he just turns to Thandua Newton. And he's like, I forgot to turn it on. Like, he's such a beautiful, innocent actor. The way he delivers lines are so good.
So good. He gets so fucked up on that. Thank you, Santiago. And then he gets all messed up. And then he's just like, he can't do anything. I'm just going to say it now instead of my what the fuck. I did have the pissing on the spider bite as an LOL or what the fuck. But then I loved how he's like, they're explaining it and they're like, I thought that was just jellyfish. No, it's all animals.
All animals.
Whatever bites you, you need to pee on it. Yeah. All right. And then moving on, we're going to get into our eerie to ear splitting. Sam, what did you have for eerie to ear splitting in this film?
I said exactly what Mike had already said with the ear splitting in with my Anaconda. Don't like it was just
too much.
Way too much. But then I said, I was like, they used Back in Black when Ice Cube came back. And I was like, okay.
I wrote, did they choose Back in Black because Ice Cube's black? Like, it made no sense.
I was like, that's why I was like, it's because he's a black man, and it's in brackets question mark, so that I have questions about.
You guys jumped in a little deeper. I just thought it was a rock song that went
absolutely.
well with the pyro.
I think was it "Kickstart My Heart" was the next song that came.
Yes.
Then they had "Kickstart My Heart," and
I loved it.
That was great.
That was really good
with all the explosions and stuff. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
That was my like. It's not eerie, but that's something I liked in it as a whole. But I was like,
yeah, it made me think of like Suicide Squad when Will Smith has a shaved head and they play the song by Kanye West, Black Skinhead, when they introduce his character.
Oh no.
I don't, oh my God, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, because I was like, that is really on point. Like, okay, we've got a character who's black and has a shaved head. What song could we use? Oh, Black Skinhead. Yeah, okay.
Wonderful. And this one is like, we have a black man who's come back.
Yeah,
It's like back in black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Like, NWA would have been a much better choice. Gangster or something.
So now we're moving on to our what the fuck moment in our film. Sam didn't have one.
Nope.
I did. So I don't know if you guys saw the cutscene at the end, but I had two kind of. Number one, Jack Black is alive. Like, that's crazy that he got eaten. Then got spit out and then was still alive. And then the second one I had was Santiago is still alive. He even got coiled up and crushed. Yeah. And then he wakes up, I'm alive. And, you're just kind of, okay. But I just thought, what? Like, people have got to die in a horror film. I know it's a comedy and it's supposed to be lighthearted and silly.
Yeah.
But I think Santiago should have at least stayed dead. I liked Jack Black running with the boar and the squirrel in his mouth and then being like, what the fuck is this? And all that. But like, one of them should have stayed dead.
Yeah.
So that was my what the fuck. Mike, what was yours?
Well, mine was just, it's along the part of the Jack Black running with the boar on his back. Like, my what the fuck is, why would they have shown that in the trailer? Because if you watch the trailer for the movie, they show Jack Black running with the pig on his head.
They do, yeah.
So when you're watching that scene where like he's dead and they're trying, it's like, oh, okay, well, I know he lives. So like that whole like he wakes up thing is like, I know what's coming. So what the fuck? Why would you ruin that? That is such a great moment to see in film, not in trailer.
Not to spoil in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And that happens from time to time with trailers, right? Like you get they show way too much in the film.
Yeah.
Like, because I've heard that they have separate directors. Like they usually have a director for the trailer and a director for the film.
Yeah.
So then the director for the trailer will pick stuff out of the dailies and make the trailer for it.
Right.
And it's like, if they don't know the progression of the film or what's supposed to be a secret, then
they ruin
most of the film because they're exposing a lot of the twists and stuff that are in there. So I wonder if that was a miscommunication on their part and they just put too much in there. But I agree. They should have kept that on the down low. All right. Moving on from that, we have questions about this film. Even though I got a text from Sam that said, the pissing on the spider bite, I have questions. She did not have any.
I let it go.
It's like the Friends episode.
Yeah.
Just,
But Mike has some and I did have one. But Mike, you have three. So why don't you kick us off? Give us a couple of yours.
And mine are more, they didn't quite hit the doesn't hold up level. But the first one is like, I just struggle with movies that say like, just follow your dreams. It's that easy.
Right.
And we talked about that. Like just, drop everything, somehow have this much money.
Pick up and go.
And like, and if you're not doing that, you're not living. It's like, okay.
Well, and the fact that the wife was like so 110%, like, I like that she was supportive, but she says, just go, you're going to regret it. And how long is it going to take him to film this film?
Yeah.
And you're just like,
you're going to solo parent, no problem.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, squad goals, I guess. And then I just felt like just because it's Paul Rudd and Jack Black doesn't make it automatically funny. Like I felt like there were scenes where there wasn't a punchline and it didn't hit.
Right.
but we're supposed to just laugh because it's them.
Right.
And I was like, where is the comedy in this? It's not there, but it's these two. So, ha ha.
Yeah.
Right.
I read in my research too that a lot of it was improvised, and which made it cringier almost.
Yeah.
That nothing was funny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Nothing was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Jack Black known as a great improvisationalist? I guess he maybe does a lot of improv on his film, and maybe that's why I don't like his films that much. My hiding in the shadows is I didn't know why when he got inspired, the jungle theme always came around him.
Yeah, that was
and
weird.
he was typing and he was like, now I've really got this. And
I'm in it.
I don't know why that was there. And then there was a moment where the bad girl got behind them and I wasn't sure how she got there. Like she got on the boat with the gun and was like, now I'm
the captain now.
Yeah,
Literally.
basically.
I'm the captain.
And I was like, how the fuck did she get there so quick? Because they left her back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I didn't understand why, what's her name? The lead female character.
Claire.
Yeah. Why she didn't just shoot her.
I
Like
don't
she
know.
had the gun and she's like, I don't even have kids. But then she sat there and held the gun forever. And then they knocked and and then the snake came up and got her.
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay, whatever. I guess to give the snake somebody else to eat.
On the whole, like the
Whatever.
timing of things, that production crew of the other, like the legitimate remake goes by on the river.
Yeah.
And it feels like 5 minutes later, Paul Rudd has come across their like absolute destroyed boat. Like that Anaconda ripped them apart and destroyed everything.
Yeah.
Very
Seconds.
fast. Yeah.
Well, and the fact that he's just, I'm just going to join up with that team.
Yeah.
And he's going to jump in that little dinghy and go down the Amazon River. And he has no map or nothing. He's just like, yep, I'm just going to go find them. And
I assume there are no tributaries.
So, yeah, that was a little silly. All right. Now we're moving into what movie did it better? Our Fright Done Right. Sam, what did you have for Fright Done Right?
I just said, I don't think I really like horror comedies. I think that's a me thing.
Oh, yeah?
I think.
Yeah.
And so I was like, is it horror? Like, I can't really compare to horror comedies. I can't think of any off the top of my head that I'm like, that did it better or worse because they're all pretty meh for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think even like, what's a really popular horror comedy that like everyone loves?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good.
That one's really good. Yeah.
Maybe I just avoid it because I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh,
Yeah,
about
they're
it.
not your cup of tea. Yeah.
No. And then I was like, I would prefer the original Anaconda to this somehow.
Yeah, you would.
And I would never give it a 6. But I was like, this, I don't know. For me, it was, just meh. And then I was like, any other, like for the creature part.
Yeah.
I just think the other Anaconda movie, like with the suspense part, it was better.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, horror comedy, I think Shaun of the Dead was probably
Yeah.
hits it a little better than this one. It has funnier stuff. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, like that one was really funny, and I enjoyed that one. As far as like monsters stalking you, Jaws
Yeah.
does it way better
The
than
best,
this. And yeah, the original Anaconda is better than this film, but I still enjoyed it. So, Mike, what did you have?
I agree with you both on the horror genre. What did it better? And like I said earlier, I was just thinking of movies where there's the meta, like film within a film that goes horribly wrong. And I almost feel like that's what they were trying to hit. Like Tropic Thunder is phenomenal. And Jack Black in that does a great job.
He's good in that too.
I haven't seen it, I don't think.
It's so good. But I don't know. I don't know if this one was trying to be too self-referential. I don't know. But Tropic Thunder hits it
Yeah.
a bit better. Yeah.
All right. Heading on into our bonus features for this film. I'm going to kick us off. The first one I had was the director approached Nicolas Cage and
Yeah, I
Pedro
have that too.
Pascal for the lead roles while working with them on The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Have you guys seen that film?
Yeah, it is
No.
so
It is
good.
hilarious.
Is it good? Okay.
Yeah, I would highly recommend that film as a comedy. It is so funny. Pascal and Nicolas Cage do an awesome job together.
I don't really see Pedro Pascal being like a good comedian, but he is.
He
in
is.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that would be, I feel like that would be weird in this film.
Yeah, and I think it's the chemistry, which is why he pitched it to them. The chemistry in that film worked so well that he was probably like, oh, let's do another buddy comedy.
Yeah.
But let's do it like this. Like, that's more of an action. It's not a horror.
Oh,
This
okay.
is like a horror or a comedy horror. So
Yeah.
Pascal expressed interest in the script but declined due to scheduling conflicts, and Cage initially rejected the project, citing similarities to his meta-comedic role in the 2022 film. Cage was approached again and requested script rewrites to darken his character and model it after Jon Voight's performance as Paul Cerrone in Anaconda. Could you imagine Nicolas Cage trying to do that?
That would have been amazing.
Oh my God.
I actually probably would have
10 out of
appreciated
10.
I would have appreciated that. I would have bumped it up the scale for me, I think.
Sony declined these revisions, and Jack Black was subsequently cast in the role. That was a long one, so I'm going to go over to Sam. What did you have?
I thought, and then I also had that this is the third time Jack Black's portrayed a director or film crew member traveling to an exotic location for a production that encounters life-threatening danger for the third time.
Oh,
King Kong
it was King Kong and Tropic Thunder. So,
oh, right. Yeah.
awesome.
yeah.
Mike?
The budget for the film was $45 million, and the box office was $134 million worldwide. So it did quite well, I think, just on the Paul Rudd, Jack Black names. And Paul, actually, and this is kind of interesting because you can sort of see it when you watch the film, but Paul Rudd was originally cast in Jack Black's role.
Mm-hmm.
But when Jack Black came on, they switched it so they could cast against type.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because Jack Black usually plays the unhinged, adventurous, like, let's just go for it. But that was Paul Rudd's role in this one.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was the one that was more like, I have a family, I have responsibilities and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But he still does his Jack Black isms, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his run and his yells and his stuff like that.
It's literally just him.
Yeah, like he does chew up the scenery in a lot
Yes.
of the scenes.
You could take Jack Black, like any quote, and it would be like in any movie, it would fit with him because he just does weird shit like that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like literally, I wouldn't even be able to pin a quote that he does in.
Just does it in a hair metal voice and speaks to the gods.
Yeah.
And then he always does this weird, like, blah, 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 like weird lip stuff. I don't know.
Weird lip stuff. Sam, did you have another one?
No.
Mikey?
It's the 7th movie in the Anaconda franchise. which is
Seven?
Seventh.
Yeah.
I've only seen 2 and this one. That's crazy.
I've only seen the first and this. So
Yeah, me too.
It is the largest anaconda in the series.
Yep.
Oh,
That
it is-
tracks.
that
It's
makes
humongous.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's massive. Yeah.
And then international titles, the only one that wasn't basically Anaconda was Vietnam called it Super Python Encounter.
Yeah.
That would have been cool as like the name of their new movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It would fit.
All right. Well, moving on, we are going to go into our watchability scale, and let's kick it off with Mike. Where do you put this on our scale?
I'm giving it a 4. It's like Steve Zahn really brings it up a lot. And talking about it, there were funny moments that I liked laughing about, but it's just not worth the watch for me. We had in our Fright Done Right, we had so many other movies that do it better in some way or another. So it's a 4.
Right. Okay, Sam?
2.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah. It just wasn't enjoyable. I don't think I like horror comedies. Like I want
Yeah.
one or the other. I'm not a huge, I want one or the other. And it was fine. And I think I gave the other Anaconda 2. And so
Yeah.
I prefer that one to this. Honestly, I'd bump it up to a 3 in hindsight, but not to a 6. but it also wasn't like the worst thing I've seen. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah.
Well, I'm giving it a 5. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was entertained, and I laughed when I was supposed to laugh. And I took it for a stupid, silly comedy that it's supposed to be. And I don't mind comedy horror. And I thought Paul Rudd and Jack Black worked well together. I just enjoyed it. And maybe it was the mood, but I have seen it 3 times. So
I will never watch this again.
the first time I watched it, it was just on a whim. That's when I suggested it. The second time I watched it with my kids, but I didn't make any notes. So then this third time I watched it was to make the notes for the podcast. And that's why I had to watch it a third time. But you know what? I didn't mind it. And I'm giving it, 5 out of 10. So thank you so much for joining us and listening to us. And remember to follow us on Instagram. We are at ScreamStreamPod. Stop by our website, screamsandstreams.com. where we have information about our episodes, descriptions of our categories, links to our research, our watchability scale, and a page where you can recommend movies you want us to discuss. And please rate, comment on, and subscribe to our show on any of the platforms where you get your podcasts. Till next time, this has been
Sam?
and
Mike.
my name's Chad. Scare you later.